Let's look at the schedule, see how bad this is going to be. We know she's going to be out for probably 5, 6, maybe 7 games. Let's see here. Okay. So let's remove this. Okay, so where is where? And this is the overall standings. Where are the Fever? They're at 7, which is where they've always been. They're 2-2. Bad. That's not good. It's not good. New York Liberty 3-0, but they've earned it. They've had some tough games. Atlanta's had some tough games against the Fever. Golden State being 5 is a mirage. That's not going to last. They've played nobody. I expect the Sparks to be much better. We'll see about the Aces. Anyway, we digress. Let's look at the conference. Okay, so in the conference, this is not how I thought it would shape up. I thought it would be Connecticut in this slot, but that's interesting. Wild, right? Connecticut, not good. Not good. Fever in the 3rd slot in the Eastern Conference. So I still predict Liberty, Fever, if Caitlin comes back and we're cool. I'm expecting this to be that, the New York Liberty game to be the preview for the Eastern Conference Finals. So let's look at the schedule for the Fever. Okay, let's look at their schedule. Oh, here it is. Let's take a step back here. Let's go to the homepage. There it is. Caitlin is out. She's hurt. Okay, if you didn't believe me. Okay, let's look at the schedule. Okay, let's look at these. Let's do this. Okay, so maybe it won't be as bad. But it's hard to say. Mystics have some gamers. So let's just be brutally honest, okay? And let's go 2 weeks. Okay, we're going to count this week as the first week. It's the beginning of the week. It's a Monday. Okay. Oh, darn it. I keep saying they have 3 days. Sorry, man. I'm off because it's a Monday. It's a holiday. They have 2 days. Okay. Anyway. So their next game is going to be we'll be buying some merch later on. Sorry, not now. Okay. So May 28th, Fever at the Mystics. I'm going to give the Fever a loss. I'm sorry. They're on the road. They've lost Caitlin. The Mystics, they're a little worse than the Fever, but if you take Caitlin away, they're probably equal strength. I'll give them the home advantage. And there's a psychological advantage knowing you're not playing against Caitlin. Now, who knows? The team could rally and be like, let's do it for Caitlin. Who knows? The chemistry's there for that. Last year, no, but this year, maybe. Okay, so let's give them an L. So that would make them 2-3. Okay. Indiana Fever, Friday at the Sun. Sun's really bad. I don't think the Fever are worse than the Sun, even without Caitlin. Okay, we do have the Blonde Squad. We do have some really solid forward work. You got Aaliyah. You'll probably see a lot of feeding Aaliyah Boston. Kelsey Mitchell could go on a tear. Connecticut loses this one at home. Let's put the Fever at 3-3. Okay, so we've got June the 3rd. Tuesday the 3rd. That's in week 2. So we only have 2 games this week. Let's get us into week 2. Fever we're considering the Fever 3-3 at this point. They're going to play Washington again. Let's say Fever bounce back and they win this one. Let's give them 4-3. Okay, that could. I'm starting to feel a little better now that I'm doing this. Okay, so June the 7th. That puts us at the end of our 2 weeks. So we only have 4 games. Not as bad maybe as I'm thinking. I mean, I was really doom and gloom earlier, but this is why we do this. Nationwide game against the Sky. I have to tell you, the Sky, they're so bad. And you know what CBS does with Angel Reese. They won't have the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing to talk about. Who knows? Maybe we have a miracle and Caitlin comes back. It's possible. That's the end of the 2 weeks. But let's just be realistic. I think Fever wins that game. Sky's really bad. Fever much stronger, and the Fever hate the Sky. Sky can't even elevate. When they hate you, they still can't elevate their game. All right, so maybe we give the Fever 5-3 at this point. And then Tuesday, the 10th, that is 3 days later on a Tuesday. That would be if Caitlin's out for 2.5 weeks. They lose to the Dream. There's no way they're going to beat the Dream without Caitlin. That's on ESPN. Technically a nationwide game. Look at these. All these games are just, it's crazy. So, that being said, Fever, I think if it goes well, okay, if it goes well, thanks for watching, guys. I'm just going through the schedule. Thanks for watching. As you know, Caitlin is out. News was announced about 2.5 hours ago now that Caitlin is out. So we were looking at the schedule to see how bad this was going to be. I feel better after going through it. But if everything goes well, okay, you're looking at, and if Caitlin's out 2.5 weeks and she doesn't come back for the Sky game, let's just be realistic. You're looking at a 4-4 team by then, maybe 4-5. Not terrible, but not great. We can survive this. If they have really good games and steal 1 or 2, then you're looking at maybe 5-3. That's cool.